Welcome
to the J&O Show.
We talk about
men deserve safety in relationships too. Where's our safe space?
A man can come in and crave that safety and don't get it. We talked about this yesterday on a pod. A person can come in and build a wall because they have to safeguard themselves because they don't feel safe in a space. A woman can interrupt you and you don't feel safe. A woman can be distracted when you're trying to talk to her and they don't feel safe. You can be interrupting a man and he doesn't feel safe. When he's coming to you in a vulnerable moment and you shun him, he cannot feel safe, which makes him safeguard subconsciously. And that comes from memories and past experiences and things like that. So yes, it could have been something, darling, that you did do in a marriage that was messed up. I'm married and I can tell you right now, if I didn't listen to my husband when he came to me, if I looked down upon what he was saying to me when he was trying to make a decision, if I felt like I was better than him and I minimized him, he's going to naturally safeguard. It's not necessarily turned just against you. He just doesn't feel safe, and you can remind him of a space where he didn't feel safe before and it shows up. So we can't always say that this person was always this way. No, I can tell y'all, at a countless couples that I have worked with, that person at the beginning was the most vulnerable person until that person showed them they were not safe and secure in that relationship. And they put their safeguard on against the very person that they hoped was going to make them feel safe.
Okay. So shout out to sis. Yeah, no, I think that's definitely a truism. Definitely it can go both ways, but we're talking specifically about men.
You're looking at the man. Woo!
In this case, because I know a lot of times we as women can say, oh, you know, men, they don't talk about their feelings, or they don't open up, or they don't talk to me, and this, that, and the third. Case in point, like, even if you're not necessarily married or you're not even in a relationship, but think about it. Like, if you are communicating with someone, let's say it's your best friend, okay, and you're trying to tell your best friend something, and, you know, instead of you just basically listening to hear them out because they're obviously trying to vent or get something off their chest, if you constantly, as soon as they say something, like interrupt them, or you constantly kind of like come down on them, or you make them feel like crazy for their thought process or how they're feeling right off the rip, they're not gonna want to come to you necessarily the next time something comes up, because they're gonna be guarded, because they're like, last time I tried to speak to that person, they automatically like just browbeat me, or they didn't give me the opportunity to speak, they didn't listen, they just automatically was like trying to just do stuff. And so I think we have to learn how to be able to just listen sometimes. Like, we talk about this in a relationship, especially with husband and wife. Sometimes we just need to vent. Okay. Sometimes we just need to get it out. And I know men, you know, they just want to fix stuff. Yep. So they hear something, they automatically jump into fix mode. But sometimes we just need to vent. And I think sometimes men just need to vent too.
Maybe.
Not that they're not looking for a solution, but sometimes they just need to kind of get it off their chest. You know, they got to say it with their chest first.
Say it with your chest.
And then, you know, come up with the solution. But, you know, I agree.
Oh, I agree.
I believe that it should be said, for those who don't understand, man, we want a safe space too, man. I'm telling you, we tired of this. We tired of this all the time. Every time I turn around, I always hear these dudes talking about how they being disrespected and emasculated. I done heard the word emasculate more times this year than all 40 years of my life combined. This year, just I keep on hearing the word. It's driving me crazy because a lot of women don't understand that men want a safe space too.
You ain't lying.
We also want to be listened to. We want y'all to take into consideration how we feel as well. And you know what? A lot of y'all like to interrupt us. Y'all like to let us say anything. See what I do with my wife? See what I do with my wife? See what I do with my wife? I always say, hey, you can talk first. Why? Because when I start talking, that's the end of the video. We ain't talking no more. You know I'm be talking for the rest of the video.
Yes, that's true.
So I go and I let her get her space out. And sometimes, guess what I do? I interrupt her because I'm always trying to add stuff. But we a little different. Y'all can't take the way that we are on camera as the way that you should have your relationship.
Nope.
I encourage my wife to jump out there and just say stuff in the video. Why? Because I know that I will take the video over. And I also say, especially if she has something to add and I just said it and she's like, ooh, I want her to jump in and be animated. Why? Because it adds interest and intrigue to a video. Us shooting a video and us having a conversation in our bedroom by ourselves, two different things.
Yes.
All of this, I don't gotta be all of this when we having conversations by ourselves. Sometimes am I? Yeah, especially if it's a tense conversation and we need to laugh. Yeah, I will go into this whole jumping, doing all of the extra and stuff, because I try not to let our conversations get too tense when it's already a tense topic.
True.
You want to keep the emotion down so that your logic can prevail. Guys, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to hit that like button. I need you to hit that subscribe button. I need you to hit that notification button. I need you to hit all the buttons. Thank you. What a lot of women don't understand is the most important thing to men in relationship is respect, not love. Now, we say this a lot, but it shows up in specifically what she was talking about, interrupting. And one thing that I think a lot of women don't understand is if your man is having a conversation with you and he's trying to share his thoughts on something and you busy yourself, or because, women, they can do multiple things at one time easier.
Guilty.
Easier than men can. There are men who can multitask too, but it's not the same. Women can do the same thing and they're all moving up at the same level while she's doing it. And it could be like 13 things across and they all just getting done. Men is just like, look, we gonna get this done, then we gonna get this done, then we gonna get this done, and then we gonna. That's how men are. We organize differently. There, of course, is overlap. There always is, but we're speaking to the majority.
Right.
But a lot of women don't understand if a man is talking and you decide, like, you go into your phone and you start doing this, even if you're listening, but you're multitasking, if your man just stopped talking to you, you done messed up.
You got that right.
You done messed up, girl. Yep.
I'm sorry, babe.
Go and fix it. Look. Look.
I be doing this sometimes too.
And and a lot of women don't understand that when it comes to like respect in relationships, like it's very important to a man. Now, here's the thing. Men in general don't like to talk. In general, there are men who are very talkative, right? You can't stop them from talking. But in general, even men who like to talk or who will talk a lot or who have a lot of things on their mind, that guy. I don't necessarily like talking. Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, doing these videos was like my worst nightmare come true. I did not want to get out here, especially talking about relationships. I might as well be talking about politics. Yep. People don't want to hear nothing about this stuff. Whether you right, wrong, indifferent, it doesn't even matter. People just don't want to hear about it.
Nope.
Relationships, very sensitive topic. Yep. But in general, bruh, if I could, I would just be like, bruh, I'd rather just be over here chilling out. I was much quieter when I was just doing art stuff than I am now in relationship stuff, because what I'm doing requires different parts of my brain to be popping off, and I have to learn to articulate the things that I think. So we have a lot more conversations about this type of stuff than we ever did in our marriage. For men, because respect is on a different plane than love, that stuff to men is much more important. When you say safe space, I hate that word. It's terrible. We need to kick it out of here and throw it somewhere. But it is a useful, not word, but phrase.
Right.
Because it describes an environment that you can create within your relationship.
Right.
That looks different from men to women. And I think that's one of the things that men and women don't understand. They too have to feel like you're listening to them and all of that other stuff, just like men. But the levels of importance on each one of these things is different. A woman might not necessarily take the fact that you're doing the same thing. Hey, babe, I'm listening to you, but I'm just doing something else right quick. I'm doing something else. I'm listening to you too. We got a lot to do. I'm trying to get it all done, but I am listening. A man might just be like, forget it. We'll just talk about it later. And a woman might be like, all right, cool. Like she might just keep on going. As long as she knows that you're listening and you're responding to her, she might be okay. But to a man, it might be like, you know what? I'll just talk about it later. And I'm always going to bring it back to this. For those of us who are Christianified, think about your relationship with Jesus Christ. If Jesus Christ was having a conversation with you, what would you be doing? But if you're having a conversation with Jesus Christ and he's doing but he's listening, but he's doing this, this, and this too, would you be like, he got it? Or would you go, no, stop listening to me? Maybe it's something to consider. Now, for some of y'all, it might not work because y'all don't know Jesus enough to have any clue what he would or would not be doing because y'all don't read y'all Bibles. I understand that. And I'm not talking about you. You right there, looking at the video, right? I'm not talking about you.
Not you.
Because you are part of the village. Ooh, we forgot to tell them about the village.
Yes.
You are part of the village because you know it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
And to have a good marriage.
I was going to say, the village is just as important as it is for the child as it is for the actual couple.
I'm not just, I wasn't finished my commercial.
Oh,
see, interrupting.
You said to just jump on in there. Now he got a problem.
So the commercial goes like this. A village. It takes a village to raise a child. And to help a successful relationship. And to help you be a good Christian. And to keep you from doing wrong. and it would literally go on for like 6 minutes, and it'd just be things that the village is good for. It's about accountability.
Yes.
Point blank period is a way to help. Join the village, all of y'all. Hit that subscribe button so y'all can join the village.
Yes.
But we have to understand that men and women relate to different, and I'm happy that some of these conversations are coming out,
right,
because it helps us to understand how to relate to each other so that we both can get the most out of a marriage.
Yes. Right.
You know, if you're gonna be locked down forever, even if the person voted for Trump, bruh. Even if the person had the nerve to vote for Kamala, you got to be able to have these type of conversations.
Yep.
So I wanted to put this out there. I thought it was a great clip. She be cooking on there, and it seems like she has a very good. I don't.
She seems to be level-headed.
She's level-headed, but she seems to really understand a lot of things about relationships and the dynamics between the husband and the wife, and how there are differences in the way that they relate to each other. She seems to have a pretty decent understanding of it. I don't know if she did schooling. I don't know if it was just because she is married, and she just noticed things. I don't know if her and her husband have conversations. I don't know, but she be cooking. So I just wanted to put this out there because it's something that I think a lot of people might just allow to sort of slip by, and they don't realize, certain things. So
that's true.
It's just something to be aware of. I thought it was dope.
Yeah. And if you guys made it this far, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Go ahead and turn on your post notifications and give us a thumbs up. So that way YouTube knows that you appreciate what we're putting down. Okay. Hey, everybody. Down in the description, there are 2 links.
One is to a GoFundMe, and the other one is to a video that explains what the GoFundMe is for. Long story short, we have a medical situation with our daughter that we have to pay for everything out of pocket, and we could really use you guys' help. If you have the time, we'd love for you to go check it out. If you have the money, the funds, we'd love for you guys to help. If not, maybe you could send a link to somebody else who can help. We thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Peace.
Press the off button.